is a mid-January, beautiful, beautiful morning. And I gotta be really, really quiet because I have been covered up in white-tailed deer. In fact, I saw a huge white-tail buck. A shooter for sure. He's probably 4 years old. But there's only two problems I have this morning because he was out here for probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes or more. He was acting a little ruddy, but it's definitely post-rut. But two problems. Number one, it's after general season, so we're into the doe and spike season. That's the first problem, so I couldn't shoot him. The second problem, even if we were still in the general season, I'm tagged out. So he's going to be around for next year, considering nobody else poaches him. That's a good sign for next year, or this coming fall, because it's already this year, 2019. But we took some good video of him. I'm here at the south blind, south feeder, whatever you want to call it. It's the south side of my property. And I'm here because I came in around 2 o'clock this morning. Got about 3 hours of sleep, but 2 o'clock I came down here, checked the cameras, and right here the last 2 days, 2 days ago, 2 separate times during the day, early morning and early afternoon, had some axis deer coming. One shooter axis buck. He looked like he was decent size, but gotta be here when they show up. And then yesterday, 3 times they showed up. I don't know that there was any shooter axis bucks, but definitely lots of doe. There's this one old doe that came in with a huge axis buck. Let's see, it would have been about a year and a half ago, about 2 weeks before whitetail season in 2017. And she came in again. She is getting really, really old. She would be a trophy axis doe for sure. She's a smart booger. She never wants to show up when I can shoot her except that one time. But anyway, I'm trying to hunt for this big axis buck. I don't know that he's going to be grown out big enough to shoot him yet. But if he shows up, it'd be tempting to shoot him. Last time I saw him on camera was about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I can't remember for sure. But he was probably, I don't know, 16 inches off his head maybe. So who knows in 3 weeks how long those antlers can grow. He probably needs another 2 to 4 weeks to get him out high enough before I'd shoot him. But anyways, always a chance of a good axis buck coming, so stay tuned. This is Indian Creek Bow Hunting Journal, the bow hunting ratneck.
For the Lord is God, and He created the heavens and earth, and put everything in place. I am the Lord, He says, and there is no other. Let all the world look to me for salvation, for I am God. There is no other.
are back in the blind. It's about 3:30, and these axis deer the last 2 days have come, both days, about 4:30, 4:35, something like that. And we got about an hour before 4:30, 4:35. So hopefully we will see some axis deer and maybe a big buck. So sit back. Nothing this morning except that big buck that came in. So he'll be around next year. So hopefully we whack us an axis buck. Also, I had some 2 times in the last about 5-6 days. I've seen some elk right here. They were there at the free choice feeder, and those things will sit and eat that whole thing. That's about a 1,200 pound free choice feeder, and they'll sit there, and in 2 nights they'll have that gone. So if we have us an elk come in, I'm gonna whack one of those cows, or if there's a big elk, I'll whack one of those too. So never shot an elk on this place, but if I get an opportunity, I'm gonna shoot one, I think, this year. So let's sit back and see what happens.
I had the big boy come back again, and I was covered up in deer actually all evening, so it made the sit go quickly. But just on a whim, I normally don't do this, I decided to go check the camera over at the middle blind, which is about 300 yards away. So I went back to the cabin and checked the card on the computer. Well guys, I just got out of the blind tonight, and I am absolutely sick to my stomach, because after I got out of the south blind, I decided I'd go over and, just on a whim, I normally don't do this, but on a whim I went to check the camera at the middle blind. And guess what I saw there? I could have shot this elk. I want to cry. 350, 400 yards away. He was this morning. I was in the wrong blind. I could have shot that bull elk this morning. Oh my goodness. That one hurts bad. Well, I went down there. I've already been down there and moved all my stuff to that blind, but there's a fat chance that that elk is going to come back to that blind again. They don't normally make that mistake. That bull's that big because he doesn't make mistakes, but that was probably his first mistake ever. Hey guys, just finishing burning a bunch of piles, getting ready to go cut some cedar. Never-ending job. I tell you what, keep up with your tax exemption for your wildlife management, because if you own property out here and you don't keep up with it, you won't be able to afford the taxes. So, but it's a never-ending job. I wish I could say that that bull showed up again this morning, but fat chance. I told you, he didn't show up. Probably another 5-10 years before I ever get a chance at that. And then even if I'm out here, that's the first time I've seen a bull like that during the day in shooting light. So I have seen him one other time on the camera, but that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, I think. But maybe, just maybe, by the time I die, I might get another chance at a bull like that. Hey guys, we are in for a turkey. It's turkey season, and I got my brother with me. Actually, my literal brother. I'm the prettier one, right?
He's beautiful, isn't he?
But we got us a gobbler coming. We got us a gobbler over here. So hopefully we can pull him in. He's been answering us, so let's see what happens. I think we got us a hot gobbler. Let's see what happens. Hopefully he comes in. That hot gobbler turned out to be a hot Jake. A little bit later we had this Axis doe come through with a little baby, and they never came to the feeder. I don't think I would have shot her anyways with that baby.
and then we just watched them make their way through. The next morning I did have a hot gobbler coming in, so watch this as it plays out. At this point, I was almost certain this gobbler was coming in. Not sure what he didn't like there, but there was something he didn't like, so he just walked on out. So fast forward a couple of weeks, and I was back out at the ranch trying to shoot a turkey. I had my heart set on shooting a turkey, but when pigs show up, guess what? They're always on the menu. So watch me shoot this pig. That's a dead piggy for sure. It took me a few moments, but it dawned on me that the pigs were still hanging out. So I quickly started scrambling to try to grab another arrow, but the pigs were getting pretty nervous, as you can tell. So out to check the arrow. Didn't look very bloody to me, but I knew it was a good hit. I figured the pig wouldn't go far. As I looked with the binoculars, I couldn't see it anywhere, so I went and sat back in the blind, hoping something else would come in. It didn't take long, but about 15 minutes later, Mr. Gobbler showed up, and he came through so fast, I didn't even have time to turn my point of view camera on. In fact, I didn't even have time to range him. I guessed him at about 27 to 28 yards. He ended up being 30, so watch this play out. Well, the piggy shot looks pretty good to me, but I wasn't so sure about that shot on that turkey. Looks like it was a little further than I anticipated. Just checking the video on the shot on that turkey. When these elk came running in, they sounded like horses galloping in, and then they were quite weary because of that turkey decoy, but then after a while they settled down and began to eat. This is a pretty rare sight and quite exciting when you see elk, because this is only the third time during the daytime I've been able to film elk and watch them as they fed. So it's pretty exciting.
The vultures are gathering. I think that pig's right over there, probably dead. So let's go see if we can find him. I'm more interested in finding that turkey, but I don't think I'm going to find him. I think that was a turkey that flew. I might have seen another turkey run over there with him, but let's go see if we can find the turkey. There's where this turkey was standing. I see my we got feathers. Nice clean arrow. Thank goodness. That was that turkey that flew off over there. Well, as you can see, that's a pretty clean arrow right there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I think I just got tail feathers. But I actually ranged this spot, and it was exactly 30 yards, and so I put the 30-yard pin a little bit low, so it makes sense that I hit the tail feathers. So let's go find that pig, and then I'm going to get back in the stand. Alright, there's that pig. It wasn't far at all. Alright guys, we got us a pig down. Finally got something down after a long dry spell. Probably since, well, I guess I haven't shot anything since December 1st, I think, or November 1st. Boy, it's been a while. Anyways, I nearly shot that elk. That same morning I was 300 yards away, but that's the way hunting goes. We had some elk come in this morning. It was really cool, but could have shot that. You know, it was a young button, I guess a button bull you would call him. But he was, they were all three young elk. But anyways, hope you enjoyed that. Be sure and give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll get you all the videos in the future. Be sure and go back and check out our last season. Had a great season this past year. So anyways, thank you for watching. Indian Creek Bow Hunting Journal.